Welcome to Biohacking with Brittany. This is a place where I talk about health and wellness and optimizing nutrition and everything like that. So thank you for listening. I want to do an announcement that my big birthday giveaway is launching next week. So if you're listening to this, it launches Monday, August 28th. And if you're listening once that date has already gone by, it is live until September 8th. So this is a really, really big birthday giveaway. The prize is, there's two prizes. Each is a box of different wellness and health and biohacking tech and gear and supplements and different things like that. Each box is worth over $2,200 USD. So definitely enter right now when you're listening to this. Well, I mean, it's not out yet, but if it is out, go and enter. It's on my website. Like at the top, you'll see a banner that says like Biohacking Brittany giveaway. Enter right there. There's a bunch of different ways that you can enter. So first and foremost, you have to give your name, an email, and then after that, you can follow all of the associated accounts. You can share it. So share the link with a friend or family or on Instagram or however you want to do it. And yeah, there's like bonus ways to enter. So I really, really suggest entering because the fact that you can win all of these products at one time is insane. It's so different. So when I did my Christmas giveaway, I did a giveaway per day. So you would win like that brand's products. So it was one or two, let's say, supplements from a certain brand. This is segmented into two prize boxes that I'm actually going to send directly to you. And you get to win all of the different products that it comes with. So you could just get this box of really cool, carefully curated health and wellness products, which is just awesome. So go and enter, share it with everybody because it's really fun. And it's for my birthday. Yay! It's like, is it conceited to do a birthday giveaway about myself, or is it not conceited because I'm not getting anything from it and I'm just creating a giveaway for you? I don't know. But I just wanted to do something fun and exciting. And I didn't want to do, I guess where I came up with the idea was like, I didn't want to do a Christmas in July giveaway. So like some people do that. And I just find it kind of like tacky. I don't know, just didn't really resonate with me. So I was like, my birthday's in September. It's close enough. Let's do that. And so that's what I did. And I think I will be doing another Christmas giveaway as well. Every giveaway gets bigger and better. So stay tuned because I'm just giving you stuff to win. Okay. And I am really excited about this episode today. I'm going to be honest with you. I actually thought I already recorded this episode, but apparently I haven't, and I've just been sleeping on it. So here it is. This is going to be one of those episodes that I have a feeling people will come back to and will share because I don't see other people talking about this. And it literally has all the steps that I do in order to be healthier in it. So it's very, very actionable. It's not just like on this one topic, and we dive deep into the science. That's not what this episode is about today. We are talking about preconception. Wow, what a time. So preconception is before you start to try to conceive, right? So there's this period of ideally a year, maybe 6 months, maybe a few months before you start to try to conceive, to have a kid with you and your partner. And so there is a bunch of things that you can do that are going to make you healthier. And I'm going to dive all into that specifics, what I'm doing, and really just help you because this is the episode that I looked for last year that I didn't find. And so I just kind of had to do the research myself and put it together. And now I'm giving it to you at no cost whatsoever. So I hope that you really enjoy this. I hope you really embrace this time of your life if that's where you are. And if you know somebody who is in this period of time before they're trying to conceive. And they're like, what can I do other than like stop drinking alcohol and taking a prenatal vitamin? This is what you want to send them because it's detailed. There's so much information here, and it's really, really going to be helpful for men and women out there who are going through this. A shout out to Nochi. This is one of my favorite menstrual cycle products. It is a supplement that is formulated with traditional Chinese herbs, and it is so helpful for your cycle. Let me tell you, like, I just had my period last week, and actually I had way less PMS. I had way less symptoms in general. And I really do think that this product had something to do with it. It has ginseng in it. It has rose in it. It has other traditional Chinese herbs that really just support the woman's body throughout the cycle. So you take it every day of the cycle, and it just helps regulate it, helps reduce the symptoms associated with it. So that's linked in my show notes. Use my discount code BiohackingBrittany at checkout to save. And a shout out to Biooptimizers. I love their magnesium and their digestive enzymes. But they actually have a wide range of products that they use. They have a bunch of keto products that people love as well, just that really support eating that much fat if you're eating a high fat, low carb diet. So those are also really popular. And they actually have more products coming out this fall that I'm excited about that I'm not allowed to mention yet, but will be really good. So check out Biooptimizers. They are my go-to. I take one of their products every single day. Like, I'm not kidding. And then a shout out to Armra, which is colostrum. So this is interesting because I never took colostrum until very recently. And what I discovered was that it's actually a whole food. So colostrum is not a supplement. It's not a ingredient necessarily. It's a whole food, which means it has different carbohydrates, fat, and protein in it. And it's a complete food with enzymes and vitamins and minerals and everything like that. And people swear by colostrum. I particularly like the one from Armra because it's formulated for performance, which is very interesting. So it's called Performance Revival Armra Colostrum. And this is really great because I take it when I'm like on my hikes or my long walks because it really helps with endurance and just physical activity in general. So that's kind of my go-to. And last but not least, a shout out to Junaday, which I'm going to talk about later in this episode. This is EMF blocking clothing for women. So exciting. The designs are so cute. I'm obsessed. And actually, I just got delivered the pink play suit. So it's so cute. It's so comfortable. And it's just designed for women in mind. And I just love that. I really do love it. And essentially, it blocks all radiation and EMF. So whether you're pregnant or not pregnant, it's really important to be aware of EMF in our bodies and in our environment. So I love wearing her designs. Marjorie, my friend, it's awesome. So check it out. Discount code is Brittany. It is on my website and in the show notes. So enjoy that and share it with everybody. Now let's get into the episode as I dive into preconception health. All right. So preconception, like I said, the time before you want to start trying for a baby. This is the optimal time for you to cleanse, detox, and optimize your health in different ways. And I'm going to walk you through what I'm doing specifically. Timeline-wise, we really want to give you and your partner, if you have a partner involved, about 90 days minimum, okay? Ideally, we're looking at 6 months or a year. So I personally started getting really serious about this last October, and I started doing a bunch of different things. And then I, turned up the volume a little bit on it, and we started our official preconception cleanse about 7 weeks ago, I think now, something like that. And so I was doing different things from October to July, or June, I guess, I was doing different things. Like I was doing acupuncture and taking different supplements. And I did, I think, 6 months without alcohol in there too. Like I took off, I wasn't drinking in the fall, and then I drank over the holidays, and then I didn't drink from January to March. So I took off like 6 months, 3 and 3. And so I was really kind of ramping up to this idea of a cleanse and what that would look like. One of the times when I wasn't drinking alcohol, I was doing 75 hard at the time. And this idea of a program or step list, whatever you want to call it, of things to do daily for a cleanse kind of actually came from 75 hard, because I've done 75 hard 3 times and it's a health challenge. And what I really liked about it was like every single day you'd be like, okay, I'm going to do these 5 things and then I'm done. And so that's kind of where I took this. I was like, okay, we're going to do this cleanse. We're going to do this detox. Let's make it very easy, and let's make it 6 different things that we have to do every single day to optimize before conception. And so that's kind of what I created.
You know that I seriously value the menstrual cycle and women's health. And I really care about helping women create more regular cycles, reduce their symptoms, and be able to just kind of live life easier and have more fun and not have to worry so much about these health issues that kind of plague a lot of women, including myself. So I've recently actually been taking a new supplement by a company called No Chi, and the supplement is called New Moon, and it is a supplement completely focused on menstrual support. It is rooted in traditional Chinese medicine and uses herbs like ginger, ginseng, and jujube that provide a ton of benefits, including relief from menstrual cramps, reduces bloating, helps ease PMS symptoms, and supports irregular cycles. I deal with all of that here and there. It always changes cycle to cycle, but I definitely deal with irregular menstrual cycles every single month, or more than that, So I really love using this product, and I love using something that's rooted in nature, but also traditional Chinese medicine, because as someone who does acupuncture a lot and really respects traditional Chinese medicine, I can see how it can play such an important role in our tools that we use to help heal. So if you're dealing with any type of PMS, irregular cycles, you need menstrual support, I really suggest this product. I'm not taking anything else like it, and it's really fantastic. So that is by No Chi, and it's the supplement called New Moon, and I will link it in the show notes. It's also on my website. Go for it, try it out. Let me know what you think. You can use my discount. It's all linked right there for you.
I do want to do a shout out to some of the resources that go along with this episode. So there's a podcast episode by Andrew Huberman, which is about 4.5 hours long. And this is about fertility. It was posted or published, I don't know, a few months ago, something like that. And it is very good. So I would suggest listening to that after this. It isn't as succinct as this. It isn't as actionable necessarily, but he dives into the science a lot. And it was interesting listening to that podcast episode, because I listened to it 2 weeks ago on a couple of days when I was hiking, and all of everything that he touched upon is actually in this cleanse. And that is just funny how that works, because like I've already been doing these things and already created this program. And so it's just interesting that, yeah, I just listened to this episode that's like so data heavy, and it really supported everything that I am already doing, which was really cool to see. So I suggest listening to that, download it, take it in chunks. I might even do an episode like his. I don't know if it'll be 4 hours, maybe, but because I just think it's worth it to do a very deep dive into fertility for men and women, what it looks like, what the data is showing, etc. So this is my baby steps preconception program. It is for the minimum of 90 days. I think that after the 90 days, you would continue it until you get pregnant. So that's why I say a minimum of 90 days, because you're not just going to stop and then start to try and have a kid, right? Like you basically have to keep going until you're successful. And the reason that it's 90 days is actually many reasons. When we're looking at cleansing like this, it can't just be overnight. It can't just be, 1 week, oh, I drink water every day. Okay, I'm good to go. Like it takes a long time. And the more time we give the body, the better. And the more it is prepared for something like pregnancy, or the more it is prepared to optimize sperm. So I really think it takes a long time to take the nutrients from the food, from the supplements, and use them in your body. It takes a while for egg quality to get to a point where we think it's optimized. It takes a while for detoxing to happen and optimizing detox pathways. It's not an overnight solution. So I really encourage you to start this as early as you can. The other thing that's really important to note is that with men specifically, when you start to create sperm, so men create sperm every single day, it takes about 60 days for that sperm to mature. And then it takes another 30 days before that sperm actually comes out. So we're looking at 90 days for sperm, right? So you can't just help or have a man on a preconception cleanse for 30 days because you don't know if the sperm that he creates in those 30 days will be successful when you try to use it 90 days from that point, right? So that's why it's a minimum of 90 days is like part of the reason why is like once you start cleansing and the sperm that you're making a quarter way through, halfway through, when you start using that, 90 days from that date, and that's successful, that's the sperm that you want to use. That is the healthy, optimized sperm that you want to use for conception. It is when you do a cleanse like this and you bring in these different factors, you're going to decrease the rate of sperm mutations. You're going to increase your sperm count. You're going to decrease morphology issues. So sometimes sperm can have two heads or two tails. You can increase the quantity, the quality, how fast they swim as well. There's a bunch of different parameters that you can measure. And this is not just like folklore or like me making this up. There's so much science behind so many of these things. And that is the beauty of it. So I wasn't about to do something that was not rooted in science. Of course, as a biohacker, it is really important that is a part of it. And there's a lot of research behind the different nutrients men can take and then how their sperm can benefit 3 months later. So that's kind of why it's 90 days is like, let's optimize sperm. Let's optimize the woman's body as much as we can. For me personally, and for my situation, I don't know how long it will take to get pregnant. I don't know. We are not currently trying. Like I said, we are going through this cleanse. So, it could take another 3 months after the 90 days, which means that we would be doing this cleanse for 6 months. And that's fine. Because in the grand scheme of things, 6 months of mom and dad being as healthy as they can is nothing for it making a healthier sperm and healthier woman's body so that the baby can be healthier and as healthy as possible. The pregnancy can be as healthy as possible as long as with birthing as well, postpartum and everything like that. And I'm going to do more episodes on that. That's not like what we're focused on today, but that is the point of a preconception cleanse is so that you are optimizing the outcomes for all of those different stages. There's a wonderful book by Dr. Mary. I actually had her on my show. It's called Preconception Cleanse. You can grab that book if you want. It kind of talks a lot about this as well, which is another great resource for you to tap into. I think the more educated you become about this, the better, for sure. All right, so let's dive in. The first thing on the list, the first step, I like calling it baby steps because I think it's cute, is whole foods. We want to be eating a nutrient-dense whole food diet that is extremely minimal on processed food. So what does that look like? Vegetables, fruit, quality meat, no processed food, sugar, dairy, gluten, or fried food. And so that's for you. All of this is for you and the man in your life if you are conceiving with somebody, I guess, because obviously there's other ways to do it now, but that is for both of you. This is all for both of you. And so what that looks like is like very whole nutrient dense food. So maybe I'll just run you through kind of like what I eat in a day briefly. So right now I've, to make it even harder, I've also cut out coffee, but that's not part of this, but I'm doing that separately. So in the morning, I actually have mud water right now with a little bit of 100% pure maple syrup, actually, and cashew milk or pea milk or something like that. So I make this kind of like elixir, and mud water is made with different adaptogens and actually does have a bit of caffeine in it, but it's like chai. Just, I think it's like 35 milligrams instead of 100, 150. So I have that in the morning. And I have a muffin typically. So I like a couple days ago, I made a batch of Morning Glory muffins. They're paleo. And I can link to that on my show notes for the recipe. And so I find that really easy because, you know, when you have something like that that's baked at home, you get to control the ingredients. So you know exactly what's going in there. And it's really easy to grab. So that's kind of what I do. In the morning, I have water. I will have this like elixir type of drink. I will go for a walk. And then I kind of have my first snack, meal, whatever, around like 9 a.m., maybe 9:30 a.m. And I have that elixir around like 6:30 in the morning when I get up, 7 maybe. And so then I have that. And then a couple hours later for lunch, it's usually leftovers from the night before. So last night we did grass-fed burgers. We did goat cheese. So goat cheese is like kind of my little bit of dairy that I do have, but I limit it. And then we did different types of yams and we did lettuce with it. And what else did we do? I think that's it actually.
Hello, it's Brittany here, and I've got something life-changing to share with you. Sleep is crucial for our productivity, well-being, and beauty, right? No one wants to wake up with dehydration lines and dark circles. That has definitely happened to me. Picture this. You wake up feeling refreshed. Your skin is glowing. Yes, get it. And those pesky dehydration lines and dark circles, they're nowhere in sight. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not only possible, but it's also within your reach. I used to struggle with falling asleep. There was a time when getting a good night's sleep felt like chasing unicorns, tossing and turning, waking up multiple times and feeling like a zombie the next day. Seriously, that happened to me for a long time until about 2019, 2020 when I started biohacking my sleep. But then recently it started happening again, and I actually uncovered the ultimate secret that's really been helping me, and that is magnesium breakthrough. It has completely transformed my sleep and got me sleeping so good again. So what's important to know is that not all magnesium supplements are created equal, so don't waste your time with over-the-counter options. Magnesium Breakthrough is the real deal. It combines 7 different forms of magnesium in a single capsule, giving you the full spectrum magnesium experience you need for optimal results. So here's my nightly routine that I've been doing. I take 2 capsules of Magnesium Breakthrough with water about an hour before bed. The effects are remarkable. I drift off faster and enjoy deeper, more rejuvenating sleep. And then when the morning comes, I wake up feeling refreshed, energized, and ready to conquer the day. And I wake up at 5 a.m., so I'm not messing around, okay? I need my good sleep. So say goodbye to restless nights and tired mornings and unlock your best sleep with Magnesium Breakthrough. Ready for my offer? Visit magbreakthrough.com/biohackingbrittany and enter the code biohackingbrittany for a discount. We love discounts. Remember, this offer is only available on this special website. So if you go to Bioptimizer's normal website, it's not going to happen. It's not there. So don't let sleepless nights hold you back any longer. That's breakthrough.com/biohackingbrittany. Use my discount code biohackingbrittany to save. Woo woo. And let me know how your sleep is going.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I would do for lunch, is like a burger like that with potatoes and veggies on the side, like a smaller plate than what I had for dinner the night before. Then mid-afternoon, I will do something very easy, because it sounds bad, but I do eat at my desk because I work from home. So I eat at my desk, and I typically do some fruit with nut butter. So I'll do like pears with cashew butter is kind of what I've been doing lately. Sometimes I used to do apples and almond butter, but almonds have oxalates in them. So I'm kind of just watching my oxalate intake right now. So I'll do pears and cashew butter, and that's just another example. Then maybe later I'll have another snack, or I'll just go into dinner, and dinner will be protein and veggies, usually cooked veggies, sometimes raw if it's really hot outside, but that's kind of what that looks like. So it's very whole food based. I eat animal protein, I eat eggs, I eat meat and different things like that. So I do think it's important personally for me to have animal protein. I don't necessarily think that I would do well on a vegetarian or vegan diet, but I really just try to root everything in the paleo way of eating, which is very nutrient dense, very whole food. So that is the number one recommendation for the first step of baby steps is nutrient dense whole food. So that means that you really want to be reducing all of the things that come in packages. So crackers, even if they're Mary's crackers, even if they're gluten-free, organic, whatever it is, crackers, chips, cookies, oh my gosh, I don't even know, baked goods from a bakery that's close by, anything like sandwiches, anything that's processed like that, we want to really consider. Now, I think if you are somebody who tolerates gluten and grains well, I think you could get away with, potentially, I think you could get away with making homemade sourdough bread, for example. You know, it's homemade, it's not as processed because you're kind of controlling the ingredients in it, and there's no GMO, anything like that. Ideally, you make it organic. And if you are able to metabolize and digest grains at that level, then maybe that's a good solution for you. However, it is important to note that even when you're eating something like homemade organic sourdough bread, it's likely still going to increase your blood sugar levels and your insulin. And that is something to be very aware of, because that can cascade into other hormonal health issues down the line pertaining to sex hormone issues. So we just want to kind of be careful with this idea of like, even if you make it at home, it's healthy for you. Like, yes, it might be healthier for you and it might be more nutrient dense. And yes, it might be organic and it's not as processed, but what is it actually doing to our body when we eat it? Is it still raising our blood sugar? So for that reason, grains are not included in what I eat and in our preconception cleanse. But if that is something that you think you can tolerate, then go for it. The idea isn't necessarily to be gluten-free or grain-free or put these labels on it. The idea is just to eat as much whole food and nutrient-dense food as possible. If you do this 90% of the time out of the 100 days that you're doing this, that's amazing. Good job. Way to go. Because that is not an easy thing to do for most people out there. So good job. If you can do it 100%, even better. Way to go. And I think we just really want to be graceful with ourselves doing something like this, because sometimes maybe you do want to have your slice of cake. I don't know. It's up to you. But personally for me, like I think it's so important to be eating nutrient-dense foods. I am a nutritionist, so I would err on this side of caution for sure. And I will say, like, my husband does the best that he can. He puts both feet forward and he is really good about it. But for somebody like him who is bigger than I am, has more muscle and strength and things like that than I do, he needs to be eating more daily than I do. So he has a lot more food than I do, and he will still eat Mary's crackers, for example. But I can't necessarily say, oh, don't eat those crackers, that's processed food, because even though that might be true, like, he needs to be eating so much more to maintain his body mass that it's just something to really think about. And yeah, that's like his 10%, right? Is like having Mary's crackers for him. And I think that's fine. So I would say try 90%. I think 90%, I think that is the most important thing. And whole food, nutritious food, organic if you can. The thing with organic is that it's expensive and it's not accessible for everybody. So if you can't afford organic food or produce and you don't have access to it, that's fine. Like, still go for the whole foods that you can get at your local grocery store or your farmer's market, which would be even better. And now let's move on to step 2.
I have just started taking Armra colostrum, and I am so excited about it. Colostrum is a whole food. It is not a supplement. It is not something that is, only has one nutrient in it. It is a whole food. This means it has over 200 functional nutrients in it that really support your body. So they just came out with a new product. It's called Performance Revival, and it strengthens your immune fitness, rebuilds the microbiome, and accelerates cellular regeneration by refueling lean muscle and repairing tissue. It instills whole body re-strengthening for your elite health. I am so obsessed with taking this Armra colostrum. I take 2 scoops a day right now, but you can take as much as you want. Again, because it's a whole food, it's not a supplement. There's no chances of you overdosing or anything like that. This really just supports performance and really helps with your gut health. A lot of people swear by colostrum because of all the different benefits in it, and I completely agree with that, especially because it has so many bioactive nutrients in it. So it's chocolate flavored. It's super easy to drink. I just add a scoop to my water, mix it up, have at least 2 a day, and really do feel a difference. As someone who has had a lot of gut health issues over the last, 10 years, something like this is really important for me to use. And I love that their new Performance Revival really supports performance and athleticism as well. So it's great for endurance, it's great for stamina, and it really just helps with cellular functioning in general. If you're somebody who really values whole food supplements rather than just taking a single nutrient, Armra colostrum definitely has to be on your list for that. So check it out. I will link it in my show notes. You can use my discount code biohackingbrittany for 10% off. And I really suggest you start as soon as you can, just to start supporting your health in a very whole and natural way.
All right, step 2, substance free. This kind of goes along with the whole foods idea. I was not surprised when I did the research on this. So the Preconception cleanse that I'm doing has no alcohol, no cannabis, no nicotine, and I wrote down mushrooms are okay. So there is a lot of research about alcohol and cannabis and how it impacts our health. There is a lot of research on how it impacts sperm quality and sperm production and testosterone levels in men. It is astounding, actually, especially cannabis and alcohol, but cannabis, wow, what it does. It is not a sperm-friendly supplement. I don't care if you're taking CBD. I don't care if you're taking THC, whatever it might be. Hemp oil, no. I think that when we're talking about cannabis, I think cannabis is great for mental health for a lot of people. I think it reduces anxiety. I think it can help with depression. I think that it can be a stress reliever. However, those benefits do not outweigh the negative implications it has on sperm. So I would be 100% clean off of any substances during this preconception cleanse. And for me and my husband, that's a non-negotiable. This whole cleanse is non-negotiable, but the substances is a big thing, is a very, very big thing. And it's detrimental. It really is. It really, really impacts sperm and its quality. So you have to think about it, right? Like when you're doing a cleanse like this, say you are on day 40 and you're like, okay, I'm just going to get high this one day and it's going to be fine. It's not going to be a big deal. But think about how healthy your sperm production has been in the last 40 days. And now you get high this one day. And then you continue after. How do you know that the sperm that you end up using to create life is not the sperm that came from that period of time when you were producing that sperm when you were high? It's not just about when you're high, it's about your body metabolizing it in general and how long that might take. So not only does it decrease testosterone, it is linked to sperm mutations. Again, kind of like I talked about, sperm not being a circle, the head of the sperm not being a complete circle. Maybe it's a different shape. Maybe it's more of an oval. It is linked to different mutations like 2 heads, 2 tails, shorter tails. So it really doesn't make sense to kind of throw it all out the window by using any of these substances. And the same goes for alcohol, okay? Alcohol is, man, I love a glass of wine, but it is not worth it when it comes to the impact on women and men's health. Again, read that book I mentioned. Listen to Andrew Huberman's podcast when he dives deep into the impact of alcohol in the body. The most surprising thing that I actually learned from that podcast episode was he talks about how not only is your health impacted when you're drinking in that, let's say few hours and the 24 hours it takes to metabolize it, but it has a lasting impact on your cellular health and mitochondrial health for the following few weeks. So that means that if you have a bender one night and you have a few drinks, that impacts the sperm and the woman's body, the womb, the eggs, the uterus, the mitochondria in the ovaries, everything for weeks from that one time. So it's not worth it. It's really, really not worth it. When we're doing a cleanse, the idea is that this is a temporary thing, whether it's 3 months or 6 months, 9 months, a year, even. In the grand scheme of things, that is temporary. So really, substances cannot be used during this time. This is what I'm doing. If you want to use substances during the cleanse, I would argue that you're not really doing a cleanse because I just don't really see the point. The other thing as well is alcohol, cannabis, nicotine. We have to metabolize and detox these, right? Sure, there might be some sort of benefit we mentally feel in the moment, but the liver and the detox pathways have to deal with those substances. So that means that when you're taking those substances, you're actually clogging up your detox pathways from detoxing other things. So like toxins in your environment, in your water, in your cooking pans and whatnot, all the plastic we're exposed to, the plastic in our clothing, not to mention like stress and trying to manage stress appropriately. So it really, really clogs up the system. And we really want those detox pathways. We want the detox organs like the liver, kidneys to be really functioning very well and optimized. And so that's why the Baby Steps program that I have is substance free for those reasons. All right. Number 3, speaking of cleansing and detoxing, sweat for 1 hour a day. So this can be anything. This can be going in your sauna. This can be going for a walk. This can be going to the gym, spin class. You could do yoga for an hour, whatever you want. But Every single day, I want you to sweat and move your body somehow. I think that this is the minimum that people should be doing. And I don't want people to hear that and think, oh, this is so intense, because it's not. Today, I walked my dog for an hour, and that's all I'm doing. And now I've been sitting at my desk for 5 hours working, right? It's really not. We really do need to be prioritizing moving our bodies and sweating, because again, it's a way that we detox. The skin is actually the biggest detox organ that we have. So when we are sweating, we are cleansing, we are wringing out all the things that are kind of stuck in the body and getting them out. When we're moving, we are actually supporting our lymph system. And this is really important for detoxing as well. So there's a lot to be said about trying to move for an hour every day. I think a lot of us sit for way too long. I think we're very sedentary. I also think 1 hour of exercise a day does not negate 8 hours of sitting at your desk. However, I know that a lot of us need to put food on the table for people, and that's kind of what it might require. But there's ways around that. So obviously you can get a standing desk. You can take breaks every hour for 5 minutes. You can do squats in the bathroom. You can get a walking desk and a treadmill desk, which I think is so cool. And if I had the space, I would be doing that. So yeah, I think it's really important, and I don't take it lightly. So every day, my husband, I say to him, what are you doing for your hour of sweat today? And sometimes he will go and sit in the steam room. Sometimes he will go lift weights. Sometimes he plays hockey. Sometimes he will go out and go swimming, walking, running, whatever. But yeah, I just think it's important. So that is number 3. And bonus if you can do it outdoors. When we spend time outdoors, we really are stacking our biohacks. We are exposed to negative ions. We are exposed to the healthy bacteria in the air, the sunlight, which helps regulate our circadian rhythm. And we are really just exposed to a lot that supports our bodies without going too deep into it. So bonus if you can do your hour of movement or your hour of sweating outside.
Are you concerned about EMF or radiation? Are you a woman in the health and wellness and biohacking space, and you're just looking for cute clothing that blocks radiation? Maybe you are pregnant, maybe you're trying to get pregnant, maybe you're postpartum, or maybe you just really want to block your body from harmful frequencies that you are constantly bombarded with in our society these days. Finally, we actually have a cute solution by a company called Day. This is my friend's company, and I am so excited to be working with them. It's essentially airplane mode for your wardrobe. If you're flying, if you're working in the city, if you are sensitive to EMF, this is the clothing that you need. It is so cute. I have the play suit in black. I wear it at least once a week because it's just so comfortable. And it just blocks all of the 5G that's around me, the Wi-Fi, everything else that we're constantly exposed to. As somebody who is on her preconception journey, soon to be fertility journey, it's really important for me to block my, to be honest, my ovaries from this type of thing. I want to protect my mitochondria. I want to protect my body in general from all of the frequencies. So this is what I'm wearing. And if you are sensitive in any way or worried in any way about EMF, you need this. Check out Day. They have a bunch of different really, really cute designs. So they have a belly band, which is if you're pregnant, you can just wear it underneath your clothing. They have a unitard, which is cute. They also have maternity legging. They have a play suit, which is what I have. And then they also have a bodysuit, which I kind of want as well, because you can wear it under anything, made for all day wear. This clothing is so adorable. Definitely check it out by Day. Use my discount code Brittany in all capitals. It will get you 10% off. And please tag me if you wear this, because someone tagged me the other day. She's pregnant. She's wearing the play suit and it was so cute. I was so happy for her. So tag me if you wear it. I want to see it.
And I'm just so happy and excited that we have another female founded company and brand in the biohacking space. It's so needed. So please go support this company, Judah Day. Number 4, water. A gallon of water a day. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, it is. 3.8 liters for those who don't know. So, as I said, this is a cleanse. We are cleansing the body, okay? When we're doing a cleanse, it would be detrimental to not be taking in enough water to flush out everything that's happening. So when we're moving every day for an hour, we're substance free. So we're now detoxing maybe older toxins that have been trapped in the body. Maybe we are losing weight, which means that the fat cells from that are being metabolized and any toxins stored in those fat cells are coming out, which means we also need to flush those out. So water is really important for that. Dehydration cannot be understated. I think a lot of us are dehydrated. And so a gallon of water really helps with that. Anything that has caffeine in it does not count towards your gallon of water. So that's coffee, that's caffeinated tea, that's, I don't know, hot chocolate if the chocolate has caffeine in it, anything like that. Or Coke, I guess, has caffeine in it, which is a processed food, which hopefully you're not drinking anyway. I would really, really look at doing a gallon of water, just water. So I personally add things to my water. I make it flavorful. I make it easier to drink. I like to have either electrolytes in it or amino acids. So there's a bunch of different brands that I use, but I have different flavors. So like every time I make my bottle of water, there's a different flavor. I have a Stanley cup, just like every other basic girl out there. I have the very large one. I'm looking at it right now. It's 40 ounces. It's 1.18 liters. So I try to have about 4 of these a day, maybe 3.5. And I use different things, like I said, to kind of fill them up. So yes, this definitely means that you will be peeing way more often, probably once an hour. But at the same time, that means that you're getting up from your desk once an hour, which means you are getting steps in, you are moving your body, you are helping with circulation, you are letting the joints and muscles be in a different position than just sitting at your desk. So it actually has a lot of benefits if you do get up to pee every hour. Yes, I go to the bathroom all the time. I work from home, so it's not really a big deal for me personally, but if it is a big deal for you, I would just get used to the fact that you will be doing a lot of bathroom trips wherever you are. So I use filtered water. That is really important. And I have a filter jug. And yeah, like I said, I add certain things to it. And honestly, when you're doing an hour of exercise a day or an hour of movement or sweating, I like to call it sweating because I like to incorporate things like sauna in it, which is technically not exercise. So if you're doing an hour of sweating a day, it's actually pretty easy to drink this much water. When you sweat for an hour, you're supposed to drink 1 liter of water for every hour of movement that you do. So that really helps with that. And that is the 4th one. So far, we've done number 1 is whole foods. Number 2 is substance free. Number 3 is sweat for an hour. Number 4 is 1 gallon of water. And number 5, lifestyle. Ooh, my favorite word. Biohacker's favorite word is healthy lifestyle, I feel like. This is going to look a little different between men and women, but let's kind of start with what's in common. So first and foremost, low EMF living. Okay. There is a lot of research behind this, and we really want to reduce how much EMF is exposed to your body when you are in this preconception stage, not just when you're pregnant. Nope. In the preconception stage. So we turn off our Wi-Fi every night. I have a protective blanket that I wear over my body, but now I also have Judah Day. And so I use Judah Day's clothes to protect my body all the time because it's beautiful. clothing made for women that protects you against EMF. I can't even say any more than that. Like, go, if you haven't bought any, buy some right now because it's brilliant. And I wish that I was artistic enough to create I wish that I had the brilliant mind to create something like June a Day. So I have their 2-play suits and I wear them all the time while I'm working. If you are male and you're listening to this, or, you're female and you're going to send this to your partner, it is very, very important for you to watch your EMF with your sperm. If you have your phone in your pocket, if you have your laptop on your lap, really reconsider. And there's ways that you can go about this, okay? So keeping your phone out of your pocket at all times, not even in the back pocket, to be honest. Like, we want it out of there at all times. Phones emit so much radiation. It's literally in the terms and conditions that you sign. It's in our settings on the iPhone. You can go and find it. I have like videos on my Instagram from years ago where I was like showing this. And it's not just the radiation, but it's also the heat. So heat, which I'm going to get into in a second, heat kills sperm. So the heat from the phone, the heat from the laptop is detrimental for sperm quality and leads to sperm mutations. So EMF, no bueno, no bueno. There are EMF blocking boxers out there for men and briefs. Go for it. I don't know. To be honest, I haven't seen a brand that I love. That's why I don't have a recommendation. All of them are kind of not super great, but there could be new ones out there that I just don't know about. So maybe there are some good ones. But yeah, Wi-Fi off at night, no EMF, no radiation exposure. We are very careful with the bedroom. You sleep 1/3 of your life. So that means like that is 1/3 of your day that you could be exposed to EMF by just sleeping. So in our bedroom, nothing is plugged in except for the 2 lights beside our bed. Our clocks are like analog. They use batteries. There's no phones in the bedroom. We have no TV in the bedroom, which I definitely don't recommend TV in the bedroom, especially if you want to conceive a baby in the future. The only thing that we have plugged in right now would be our air conditioning unit because we don't have AC in our apartment. We're on the ground floor, but it won't always be like that. And there's no way I could sleep if it was hot. So that's a bit of a trade-off that we are kind of dealing with right now. So really being mindful of your EMF and your radiation. And again, I wear June a Day. I also have a blanket, and just like switching everything off is really important. In relation to lifestyle, it's not just EMF, it is heat for men. So hot tub use, unfortunately, is not recommended. Sauna use, steam room use, right? So what I actually found, a little workaround, not for the hot tub, but for the steam and the sauna, is that there are these boxers out there, and they are called snowballs. Yes, that's actually what they're called. And it's going to be exactly what you think it is. So men, you put these boxers on, and inside the fabric that cups the testicles is a place to put these ice packs. And so you keep the ice packs in the freezer, you take them out, you put them in the boxers, and then it keeps your scrotum and your testicles cold. So when my husband goes in the sauna, he wears that. When he goes in the steam room, he wears that underneath whatever bathing suit, whatever he's wearing, because it's public, right? So, and then he just swaps them out. So it comes with a bunch of different ice packs. I think maybe like 3. And I think they don't last very long. So you have to swap them out every like 15 minutes, but it keeps it cold, right? And that's what we really want to be doing with the testicles, is we want to keep them cold. And we want to be very cognizant of that, because heat kills sperm. It leads to sperm mutation, which leads to a lot of health issues with a baby. So keep that in mind. Hot tub use, there's not much you can do. You can just put your legs in and not go in. A lot of people know about that. I think it's good that we're seeing a reduction in people using it. And then using loose boxers. So nothing tight. We want it loose. It might look like dad boxers, you know what I mean? But like old man boxers. But I feel like it's something to really consider, is like you want your testicles to be away from your body. You want them to have airflow. You want them to be colder and cooler than yourself. So this actually plays a lot into sitting a lot as well. So if you're sitting a lot, you want to be standing, you want to be taking different types of positions, because this also allows the balls, the testicles, to cool down and not be like stuffed against you and be super hot from the body heat from your legs. So that's all I have to say about that. So when it comes to lifestyle, we're really looking at low EMF and low heat for men. We could also talk about stress for that. We could talk about sleep, but I didn't include those in my baby steps program because I didn't want to overcomplicate it too much. And honestly, when you're doing these things like substance free, sweating for a day, whole foods, water, and we're going to get into supplements, it will actually naturally reduce your stress because you are supporting your body so holistically and from so many different angles that you will get into a rhythm and your body will be supported through all of the nutrients that you're taking through detoxing and taking a break from alcohol if you drink a lot, that type of thing. So it tends to actually reduce stress naturally, which I think is really interesting.
Are you tired of feeling out of sync with your body's natural rhythm? Do you struggle with menstrual cycle related issues like fatigue, mood swings, and bloating? If you're looking to optimize your health and well-being, look no further than the Ebb and Flow Cycle Guide. This comprehensive guide is designed to help you better understand and work with your menstrual cycle so you can improve your energy levels, reduce PMS symptoms, and gain a deeper understanding of your body. With in-depth information on each phase of the menstrual cycle, you'll learn how to adjust your diet, exercise routine, and self-care practices to better align with your body's needs. One of the biggest benefits of the Ebb and Flow Cycle Guide is its user-friendly format. The guide is easy to follow and provides clear instructions on how to optimize your health throughout each phase of your cycle. Plus, it's packed with valuable information and insights that you won't find anywhere else. So whether you're a seasoned biohacker or you're just starting out, the Ebb and Flow Cycle Guide is the perfect tool to help you optimize your health and live in harmony with your body's natural rhythm. And with my expertise and guidance, you can trust that you're getting the best information and advice available. So why wait? Head over to biohackingbrittany.com to get your copy of the Ebb and Flow Cycle Guide and start living your best life today.
Okay. Last but not least, supplements. Supplements is a lot. You want to be taking these supplements daily for the 90 days, 100 days, whatever it might be. I'm going to tell you what I'm taking only for this cleanse. There's a lot of other things that I take, but these are the things that I added in for the cleanse. I probably should do an updated daily supplement routine. That's not what this is about. This is only what I added in. I will link to this in the show notes because this is going to be a lot. And I know you're going to want to buy them because I would want to buy them. So I will link to everything for you so it's super easy for you to find. Starting with myself, the women. We want to add in a prenatal. It's time. It's time. The best prenatal on the market right now, in my opinion, is Needed. Yes, I have a discount code with them. I don't work with them directly though, so you can use my discount code. It will save you, and I suggest you actually do use it because it's expensive. Needed is the best prenatal multi on the market, in my opinion, for before, during, and after pregnancy. So it has vitamins, minerals, and botanicals selected and dosed to fully nourish both mama and baby. This supplement is extremely, extremely well researched. I love Needed. I really, really love Needed. I love their marketing. I love their brand. I love how research heavy they are. I love that they have products for men as well. I just think they're the best on the market. And there's a lot of comparisons between Needed and other brands. And go on their website, do a deep dive. It's definitely the best. So like I said, they have vitamins, minerals, and botanicals in it. I'm not going to read all of it because it's essentially what you would think a prenatal would be. I have it here in front of me. I will read, just so you know, I will read what it says on the bottle, just as a little tidbit. So our prenatal multi includes forms of nutrients that work best in the body in dosages intended to fully nourish versus meet minimum requirements. Unlike most prenatals, includes 4,000 IUs of vitamin D3, 400 milligrams of choline, active B vitamins like methylfolate, the 2 active forms of B12 for mama's stress management and energy, and active B6 for nausea and other daily pregnancy discomforts. Chelated minerals bound to glycine like magnesium are easily absorbed and gentle on the stomach. Excludes added iron, as we recommend taking iron away from your prenatal and only if needed. So you take 8 of these a day. You work up to 8 a day. So you start with 4 and then you work up to 8. And this is fantastic for all of the reasons I just said. You also can't put iron in a supplement like this because it will actually oxidize the minerals and maybe some of the vitamins in it as well. So if you need iron, you do need to take it separately. They also have iron. I am not iron deficient, so that is not something that I take. So that is the prenatal multi. I take the capsules. My girlfriend takes the powder because she is pregnant right now and she is nauseous. And so it's really hard for her to swallow supplements. So she takes their powder. Then we have omegas. So Needed does have an omega. That's not the one that I personally use. I use the one by Performance Lab. This is my go-to. It is actually vegan. So it is made from algae. And it promotes flexible fluid cell membrane performance, mental clarity, long range brain health, supports cardiovascular health, eye health, visual health as well. And also just like obviously cellular health, which is pivotal. So me and my husband take this same one because part of his stack is the omega as well. So that's the one. I will link that in the show notes. I have a discount code with them as well. And then I also take 2 other products back to from Needed. So I take their egg support, which is optimal egg quality for the mama to be. So this is for preconception and general health. And I'm going to read to you everything that's in this as well. So normal cellular function is important for egg quality. You are born with all of your eggs, although we just found out that that's not true. So this needs to be updated. And an egg takes 3 to 4 months to mature before ovulation, which is also why the 90 to 100 days is so important for the cleanse, because your egg takes 3 to 4 months to mature before ovulation. Stress, toxins, aging, and other lifestyle factors may play a role in reduced egg quality. Mitochondrial health is a key part, as there are more mitochondria in one egg cell than any other cell in the body. That's actually also disproven. There's now more mitochondria in neurons in the brain. And their DNA is passed directly from mama to baby. Our egg support combines targeted and optimally formulated antioxidants like PQQ and L-carnitine to support mitochondria and help reduce free radical formation that can lead to oxidative damage. So you take 2 of these a day. So I think this is really important. This egg support supplement, like you would take this now, but I don't think you would take it. You don't take it when you're pregnant. So it's preconception, just general health. And I think this one is really important to take for cellular and mitochondrial health. Mitochondria, there's about 100,000 mitochondria per cell in the ovary, which is wild. So this can really, really help with the maturing of the eggs. And then the other one that I take in conjunction with that is CoQ10. So if you're a biohacker or someone in the wellness space, you probably know this. CoQ10 is pivotal and so helpful for the mitochondria in our cells. And this is, again, for preconception, this period. So I will read what this says as well, just so we can kind of get a better understanding. Coenzyme Q10, CoQ10, is an antioxidant found in every cell of the body. It impacts both female and male fertility, including by supporting egg and sperm quality. CoQ10 also supports energy production, protects cells from damage, and supports metabolism. Levels of CoQ10 in the body decline with age, starting around the age of 30. Supplementation is often needed to maintain optimal levels. Ubiquinol is the most bioavailable form, accounting for over 90% of CoQ10 in your blood. So that is why they include that one. I think that this is very important as well. And that's by Needed, again, the company. I will link to that for you to take. So that's the prenatal, the omega, the egg support supplement, and the CoQ10 supplement. Then I also take a probiotic. Me and my husband take the same one. This is the probiotic from Bioptimizers, and it is a full spectrum, really great probiotic. I've been taking this even before I started this cleanse, even before I was thinking about having a kid. So that is the best one. And I will link to you for that. It is very high in the amount of active organisms in it. And it's also very high in the diversity of the different types in it as well, which I think is really important. And then the other thing that I added in is NAC. I guess I also take inositol, but I also take NAC, which is N-acetylcysteine. So I take 2 of these a day, which is about 1,200 milligrams. And my husband also takes NAC as well. I just call it NAC for short. I think most people do. I take this from a company called Pure Encapsulations. NAC is one of those things that honestly, you could get it from any company. I don't think there's one company that does it better than the others versus like the prenatal. I would be think carefully about the prenatal that you go on. But NAC, a lot of people make NAC, a lot of companies, a lot of brands. I think there's some great ones out there. My husband and I both take that, again, because it is very helpful for detoxing and cleansing. NAC is a precursor to glutathione, which is like the mega detoxer that everyone knows. And so that's why I take it with that. And also NAC is really good for women who have PCOS, and so is myo-inositol. I can never say that properly, but I also do take that, but I was already taking that before this, so I don't want to get into that right now. So that's what I've added in: the prenatal, the CoQ10, the egg support, the omega, the probiotic, and the NAC. And all of that will be linked in there for you. And then the men is very similar. So men, the omega, probiotic, and NAC I already talked about, but there's actually a men's multi from Needed that is fantastic that my husband Ryan takes. So this is very nutrient dense. I don't have it in front of me right now, but it is made to support men's hormones like testosterone production, lower cortisol. It's made for healthy sperm quality. And they also actually have a sperm supplement as well, but I haven't tried that one yet. So he is on that every single day on top of his regular regimen as well. So again, for men, it's the multi, omega, probiotic, and NAC. Women, it's the prenatal, CoQ10, egg support, probiotic, NAC. And yeah. So that is, when I was doing the research for this originally, that is kind of what I saw as the minimum that I would want to take for my health. There's other things that you can add in, like I have increased my vitamin D3. So I have a vitamin D3 dropper that I take that has vitamin K2 in it to increase my vitamin D3, because I don't think, like in this prenatal, 4,000 IUs, for me personally, like I don't get a lot of sunshine where I live. And so it's really important for me to be having more vitamin D. So I just top my levels up and I have more. I like to have about 5,000 to 10,000 IUs a day. So there's that. And then there's things like collagen protein powder, or just protein powder in general, I think is important. But I take amino acids in my water, so that kind of helps with that. And there's also adaptogens I think are really great for stress management. You could add in. But the point is, create your list of daily supplements. Maybe it's like mine, maybe it's smaller, maybe it's longer, and stick to it for the entire duration of your cleanse, day in and day out. A lot of supplements, the benefit comes from consistency. So you can't just take it for a week for like majority of supplements, not all, but you can't just take it for a week and expect your nutrient stores to suddenly increase or to feel better or to have some sort of relief from the symptom that you're dealing with. We really want to be taking it day in and day out so that we can get the benefits long-term from it. And that's basically it. I feel like that's a lot, but for me, it's like honestly not that much, but that's like the minimum that we're doing. So again, number 1, whole foods. Number 2, substance free. Number 3, sweat for 1 hour a day. Number 4, 1 gallon of water. Number 5, lifestyle, low EMF, low heat. Number 6, supplements. Take your supplements. So doing all of these day in and day out is what the program Baby Steps is all about. I just gave you all my answers, okay? I'm not gatekeeping anything here. I'm literally going to link to all of the products I have so that it's really easy for you. And I really suggest reading this, listening to this. I suggest sending it to people who are kind of in a similar boat, who are looking for this. I think that if you are, a few things. I think that if, unfortunately, maybe you've had a miscarriage, I think that if you're taking time before starting to try again, I think doing something like this would be fantastic. Would absolutely be very, very helpful for you. I think that if you're trying to conceive right now and you're not successful yet, I think you could also start it. Absolutely. Even if you're 30 days in, right? Like that's 30 days of you making very, very healthy choices for yourself that you wouldn't maybe have done otherwise. Just 30 days is better than no days. So I really encourage you to hop on the bandwagon and do something like this, no matter where you are in your journey to getting pregnant, whether you have had, like I said, success, not success, whatever it looks like. And even more so, if you are trying for baby number 2, 3, 4, whatever, it is even more important to do something like this because your nutrient stores as mom are lower than before you started to have kids, and your body has been through way more. So it really needs nourishment and support. And men, same thing, is like, let's really optimize your sperm. And it might be harder for you to do something like this, but I definitely recommend it. And if you have questions, please message me on Instagram. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to support you through this process. Again, I think we're like 7 weeks into this, so I know how you feel. Enjoy this episode. Feel free to leave a rating or review on Apple iTunes, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. And let me know if you have any questions. I might make this into like a downloadable guide or printable checklist or something, because I feel like it would be helpful. Like I personally have it written on a piece of paper on our fridge, and that's how I did it. But it took a lot of time, obviously, to research and get everything going. But if you kind of want something like that, let me know. And maybe that's something that I'll create for you, like a downloadable something. Enjoy this. And like I said, stay tuned for my birthday giveaway coming up on Monday. That's going to be huge. You could win over $4,000 in prizes. So who wouldn't want that? Have a good weekend. And I hope you got a lot out of this. And stay tuned for new episodes coming next week. Thanks for listening to another episode of Biohacking with Brittany. If you're interested in finding the show notes or the sponsors for this episode, you can do so on my website, which is biohackingbrittany.com. Remember to follow me on Instagram, where I'm most active. My handle is @biohackingbrittany. And if you're interested in working together and you want to email me directly, you can do that. My email is info@biohackingbrittany.com. And I look forward to hearing from you and having you tune in next week.